We're merely hours away from the Black Friday sale being over for tour tickets. So if you want to get tickets to my shows that I'm doing in America, London, and Ireland in March and February, this is the time to do it for the last couple hours. I hope you're watching this video whenever I post it. Otherwise, it might be over. It's ending tomorrow on Monday. Chicago sold out yesterday. This is the best time to get tickets. We're going to Brooklyn. Chicago sold out. Seattle, LA is so close to selling out. Dallas, London, and Dublin. If you use code DIVA upon checkout, you will be able to write it in the little coupon section. You will get 20% off every single ticket price. I can't wait to meet everyone. I'm working really hard on the show. I promise to give you the most deranged, chronically online night of your entire life. So yes, go to x1entertainment.com/Adam McIntyre, and for the next couple hours and the next couple hours only, if you use code DIVA, you will get 20% off every single ticket price. And again, thank you so much for selling out Chicago. Also, my second channel is linked down below. I'm currently doing Vlogmas. I just posted another video over there, a little get ready with me, and I'm uploading there every single day. Okay, we are on the final episode of the CoffeeZilla Logan Paul situation, and this is the one that I have been waiting for. This one is about Logan Paul suing CoffeeZilla. Now, we have watched investigating Logan Paul's biggest scam, the biggest fraud in Logan Paul's scam, ending Logan Paul's biggest scam, very Shane Dawson these titles. Logan Paul apologized to me. Logan Paul's scam isn't over. Logan Paul's refund. And we're now on Logan Paul sued me. Now, this is only 3 months ago. I know I'm a little bit behind on all this, but I didn't know about the situation. And once I finally was able to understand crypto, God bless you, CoffeeZilla, finally someone was able to get through in my head about crypto. I have been so enthralled by this, and I am so on CoffeeZilla's side with this. And I know literally the majority of people are. Logan Paul sucks. I have been really enjoying diving into this because I think just it's so important to call these kind of people out, and CoffeeZilla does such a great job at explaining it, and these videos have been amazing, and I wanted to support him in any way, and I'm also just so intrigued. Now, in the previous videos, he talked about the fact that Logan Paul was threatening to sue him, but ultimately walked back on it. And actually, if anything, Logan Paul thanked CoffeeZilla for what he was doing and even cited/stole CoffeeZilla's work in the lawsuit against other people. But now we have Logan Paul suing CoffeeZilla. I have not watched this video. I know it's been out for 3 months. I have not watched it. This is all news to me. I genuinely don't know how we went from like thanking CoffeeZilla to now being sued again. So let's just dive into it. I've been waiting for this one.
Logan Paul is suing me for CryptoZoo, only a year after he thanked me for it. Rather than pay back his victims fully, Logan would rather publicly humiliate himself in court
and spend that money suing someone
by accusing me of defaming him. He's hired
of course, a good old defamation lawsuit.
5 lawyers to sue me, which he hopes will stop me from exposing him again. You see, only hours before this lawsuit was filed, I had reached out to Logan Paul about a new investigation into one of his companies, which has just been accused by the Canadian government of being a multi-layered fraud in Canada. I obviously had questions, but before I was able to get answers, Logan's team of lawyers showed up to silence me. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to go through this lawsuit. I'm going to tell you how to support us if you want, because while I didn't think I'd need help, I was wrong. But before we get to my mistake, let's start with Logan's. This lawsuit is not about Logan Paul getting defamed. Instead, this is about him trying to dodge accountability, victims, and blame anyone but himself for his problems, especially me. This lawsuit says Logan Paul wants to hold me accountable for my actions.
Wait, he wants to hold CoffeeZilla responsible for Logan Paul fucking up? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god, these people just have an inability to look in the mirror at themselves, don't they?
What actions are those? Holding him accountable? It's ironic because his lawyers claim Logan has learned to believe in the importance of accountability.
What?
But accountability for who? Currently, Logan is fighting the victims of CryptoZoo in court, and now...
Also, accountability means trying to silence anyone who... Literally, Logan Paul thanked him!
Now he's fighting the journalist who exposed him in the first place. Personally, I believe Logan has learned nothing from this except how to silence people with the law. But I won't be silenced because Logan's lawsuit makes no sense. We're gonna go through it because from the beginning, there's problems. Logan's 5 lawyers tried to discredit me as a journalist. They paint me as someone who wanted money. They say I had a false and malicious narrative.
God, that's always the case, isn't it? To increase his viewership and income in the process. instead of maybe the story needed to be told and that's the end of that. Like maybe that's that, right? Maybe increase in viewership and income comes in the process, but it's not the aim in which it's being done for, right?
But you know who doesn't believe that? You know who secretly praises me behind the scenes?
This journalist, YouTuber, crypto uncoverer guy named CoffeeZilla, who's incredible, by the way. A very thorough...
No! May God never send me an op like CoffeeZilla. Ooh, this is good. Oh, brittle. I can't wait to dive into this more. I mean, this video was 3 months ago. How deep in the trenches of this lawsuit are we in right now? Please let me know down below, and I will for sure be following it. Oh my God. Never once did I think I would be so enthralled and like caring so much about a crypto situation.
Good-hearted, smart guy. Did
that's not
a deep dive into this project that I attempted to make called CryptoZoo.
Wait, so for the thing that he's being sued over, even CryptoZoo, there is now verbal Logan Paul loving him, but even Logan Paul like thanked him. Oh,
Logan Paul. He's the biggest enemy of Logan Paul's defamation case. Who knew? Because defamation requires actual malice and a reckless disregard for the truth. But he just admitted on camera that I am thorough and good-hearted. Maybe that's why he wanted to remove that video from the internet, according to the YouTuber who released it.
The only issue that was ever communicated was remove this crypto stuff, remove this CryptoZoo stuff. If CryptoZoo is in there, coffeezilla is in there, I'm not going to promote it.
Yeah, remove that CryptoZoo stuff, that coffeezilla. Doesn't look good when you compliment the guy you're trying to sue. Maybe that's why Logan isn't even suing me for my original investigation at all.
oh my God. Oh my God, this is crazy.
Despite most of this lawsuit being a ridiculous fanfic about how I took Logan out of context,
Not fanfic.
victim, that I withheld text.
Oh my God, they're fucking victimizing Logan Paul in this. I mean, of fucking course they are.
Logan isn't suing me for any of the original investigation though, because he knows he can't. Instead, at the end of the lawsuit, we find what my defamation really is. I'm being sued for 2 videos and 1 tweet where I advocated for refunds. For the victims. Yes, you heard me right. Logan Paul sued me after I tried to get his fans, the CryptoZoo investors, a full refund. Remember, there are 2 parts to CryptoZoo.
Damn. That makes sense where I was like, where's the jump? Yeah, in these videos, he was advocating. He said something along the lines of like, you know, I'm having to like stop my help here, but like if the victims want to take it another way that's not on YouTube, very much so insinuating a lawsuit. So that's where it's coming from. This is so fucking lame.
NFTs and the Zoo tokens, and Logan chose only to refund the NFTs, which is a minority of the losses, and I had a major problem with that. I told Logan this, I've stated over and over my opinion that it is disappointing for someone as rich as Logan to not make things fully right, and instead only pay back a small part of the losses while fighting the rest of the victims in court. And it's those videos and tweet where
That sentence is, we should not be normalizing. While he's fighting his victims in court. What are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Please don't let the bizarreness of this situation, like, take away from that sentence that we just heard.
I ask for refunds, which I'm being sued for. The first video in question is about Logan Paul not paying out refunds for 6 months. The second video was about Logan's partial refund, having a clause to make sure you couldn't sue him for the rest of your refund. And the tweet, I simply said,
I love this phenomenon of people suing people for covering things that they're doing that are bad. You know what I mean? Like, these people do bad things and then get called out for doing the bad things, and then they're like, wait, you're defaming me. No, you're the one that is doing that behavior, just so we're aware, right?
Logan's the type of guy to thank you for exposing a scam and block you when you remind him to pay up. I mean, yeah, now he's the type of guy to then sue you. Now, I'm sure Logan doesn't like it when I say things like Logan's victims or Logan's scam, but I have a question. If they're not Logan's victims, whose victims are they? Even Logan admits they are victims. He told me via text, just thought we had the same goal of helping victims instead of a divisive social media war. So he agrees people have been wronged by his game. You know, the thing that he said will earn you.
Not fucking game.
Really fun game that makes you money.
So how are these not Logan's victims? He, of course, would say it's his business partner's fault. But remember, Jake and Eddie have been out of the picture for years. And yet, CryptoZoo hasn't been released, despite...
Yeah, because in the previous video, we were told that Logan Paul was blaming the other two guys, Eddie and Jake, for it being fucked up. But there's been like over a year where Logan Paul has strictly been in control of it, and nothing's fucking happened, so he can't blame anyone there.
Constantly promising it, and of course also threatening to sue me.
We're gonna handle this ourselves while we continue to build CryptoZoo, and I'll see you in court.
By the time this comes out, it'll be done. The game's gonna be made. You're gonna have the opportunity to get your money back if you want.
I wonder if he believes his lies, or he's just that
And I'm gonna take care of the
deranged.
like this was a scam perpetrated by me.
Right. Logan wants to sue me and release a finished CryptoZoo game, but he's only done one of those. Since Logan can't blame his partners, Jake and Eddie, for this because they've been out of the picture, do you think he'll take accountability for not launching CryptoZoo? No. This time, he blames the government. He says releasing CryptoZoo has too many regulatory hurdles. Maybe they should have thought of that before multi-millions of dollars.
I was about to say, how does this come into it when people have like donated, like, or not donated, people have, you would think it's that, people have invested millions of dollars into this, and now you're saying, oh, there's like things to do with the government in which we can't do it. Oh, well then why in the first place? Right? Right.
Zoo tokens and eggs were sold. And now Logan would rather blame the government than take accountability.
Oh my God.
If you let him
He was blaming the fucking Matrix in the last one. The Matrix are coming and getting me.
keep talking, Logan might rant about internet reporters having too much responsibility.
These internet journalists, internet investigative reporters have way too much responsibility on their hands that is being mismanaged and wielded in a...
I love private jet engine just to kind of show what we're dealing with.
It's funny to watch this guy whine about his problems, which you can barely hear over what sounds like a private jet. Which brings me to another problem Logan has. Part of any
We're
defamation
so out of touch.
damages and proving someone has harmed your reputation. But isn't Logan richer than ever with Prime? And did he have a reputation to harm? His lawsuit shows comments calling Logan a scammer, possibly to suggest he's been hurt by my videos, but you have to have a reputation to lose one. At the time of my reporting in question, Logan Paul was already accused of participating in multiple crypto pump and dump schemes. That article does not reference my work, so Logan had already had a reputation as a scammer.
Damn, this fucker's good. This fucker's good. OMG.
Before my investigation, at least if you believe their allegations. So this lawsuit from beginning to end is groundless, meritless, frivolous, and Logan knows that because behind the scenes, in clips he didn't want to get out, he's saying I'm thorough and good-hearted. But in public, he wants to sue me, silence me, and cost me money, because that's the one department where we both know he's got me beat. We might have facts, we might even have evidence, but he's got all the money and the lawyers. And this is where I have to get to my one embarrassing mistake in all of this. See, my defense against rich people like Logan Paul is media insurance, for frivolous lawsuits. So when I was sued, I immediately called my insurance company to file a claim, so I wouldn't have to pay for it. But they told me they're not gonna pay. They're trying to get out of covering us, using lawyers and fine print. It's a long story that I will be explaining on my second channel because insurance underwriting is very boring. But suffice to say, I got Dylan Danished. I may have even gotten scammed. I'm not quite sure. For now, the bottom line is we have to fight Logan with our personal funds, which means I need to ask for your support. If you want to help and are able to help, there are two ways to contribute to our fight against Logan Paul. One, you can join our Patreon, which supports the channel. Or you can buy exclusive merch at coffeezilla.store, where we just released the CoffeeZilla defense drop. That's right, life hands you lawsuits, you get rejected by your insurance, make merch. So here's the deal. These shirts will be available for pre-order for only the next 14 days, and 100% of profits we make from selling them will go to this lawsuit. If for some weird reason there's money left over,
So fucking annoying that he had to even be put in this place in the first place, but
it will be dedicated to future legal costs for this channel. I just want to let you know they're available And it's a cool way to support the lawsuit while also getting something in return. I didn't want to just set up a GoFundMe. So if you want to do that, just know pre-orders take a few weeks to get done because we make them after you order. And remember, you have 14 days. And you can get that at coffeezilla.store. I'll link that below. It's coffeezilla.store. All right, now we're going to shift gears and talk about the final part of this lawsuit. Why did Logan Paul sue me now? It's been over a year since he apologized and thanked me.
Thank you, CoffeeZilla. I am very grateful for your work,
God, these fucking clips are such a gotcha.
and I mean that. Thank you, bro.
He means that.
It might seem strange, but I've got some fun facts for you that may or may not be related. Did you know 6 days before the lawsuit, I had featured Logan Paul in a teaser for a video? Did you know 21 hours before the lawsuit, I had texted Logan for comment? Did you know I told him he had 24 hours to respond, and Logan sued me 3 hours before the deadline? Yep, that's right. Logan's lawyers then threatened me in that lawsuit email that if I report on this new story, Logan might hold me accountable.
Because they know that he fucking clocks them. He knows, like, maybe don't do fucked up shit. Maybe don't do fucking scammy behavior. Maybe don't do grimy behavior. If you can't fucking handle people looking into it. I'm so annoyed I wasn't able to buy a shirt.
Logan's definition of accountability seems to mean he'll sue me.
I was about to say, what does accountability look like to him?
But to shut me up, to threaten me, using Logan's wealth and a federal court system without anti-slap to send a message. Do not tell that story. Of course, I don't believe that's the only reason I was sued. Clearly, Logan wanted to sue me for a while, but I believe this new investigation played a role in pulling the trigger. Maybe Logan's team will deny this. Maybe they'll say it's coincidence they sued 3 hours before a deadline. Maybe it's coincidence I announced a story about Logan 6 days before, and maybe it's coincidence that Logan's lawyers threatened me about this new story while suing me for the last story that I hadn't discussed in 6 months. But I don't think so. Either way, when someone threatens new reporting in a lawsuit about old reporting, the effect is the same. So, what was this new story? Well, it's partly about a Canadian law enforcement investigation, and it's partly
Love the diva still telling the story.
about something I told Logan to help him. Yes, believe it or not, I tried to help Logan Paul. To explain, we need to go back to when CryptoZoo first got exposed. Logan said he was going to sue me, but got backlash. So he called me to apologize. He said he was wrong and wanted to make things right. I made it clear, refunds are the app.
100%, man. We're on the same page.
He agreed. 100%, man. We're on the same page. But we weren't. Logan now doesn't use the word refund. He calls this a buyback. But at the time, I need you to understand, I thought Logan was going to announce a full refund. So I began trying to help him. And dare I say, I was even nice to the guy. You can see that I tried to offer people who might be able to trace blockchain damages to refund people. And in the same spirit, I made Logan aware of potential problems at a different company he co-owned, called Liquid Marketplace.
On a platform that I co-founded called Liquid Marketplace. It allows co-ownership of top-tier assets.
Oh my fucking god, I can't believe there's more.
As a collective can co-own it together.
This was a fractionalized...
People, like, having platforms is so dangerous because they just keep going. They throw it all to the wall.
Platform where Logan sold things like roughly half of a $5 million Pokemon card. The idea was you could buy tokens that represented partial ownership in rare collectibles. That video, by the way, got
I just don't understand this. I just don't understand. Like, why do I want to own an NFT? Why do I want to own a fucking photo when I can just screenshot it? I don't care if original owner. Why do I want to own a piece of Logan Paul's fucking necklace Pokemon card? I don't care. Like, why do people care? I understand collecting things. You know what? I love collecting things, but I don't collect meaningless shit like that. Well, actually, I do collect meaningless shit, but it's just not as expensive as that. And I actually have physical copies. Remember that? Physical copies?
million views.
Pisses me off.
People bought into this platform. The problem was I had heard trouble
Why are people...
company, and I was trying to verify if the claims were true. So I had gone to the CEO, Ryan Bahadori, to ask him questions, but he kept dodging meetings. And I don't mean he refused meeting with me, I mean we would set up meetings and then he did not show up. So I was troubled, and I brought this up to Logan. I figured if he's gonna make one company right, make them all right. Otherwise, it might come back to bite him. I mean, can you imagine the disaster if another one of Logan Paul's co-founded companies was discovered to have scammed his fans? Hypothetically, that would be a very bad look. So I'm thinking, while he refunds CryptoZoo, Logan can push the CEO to talk with me, and I can figure out the truth. Maybe Logan can fix it if there's something wrong. And you can see Logan responds to me. He says, gonna push Ryan to talk to you. Again, appreciate.
Don't understand how Logan can successfully win a defamation suit, though, because again, it's like, I don't care how much money you have, it's like malice and, you know, damages. But we have Logan like actively loving CoffeeZilla's dedication.
Now, I don't hear back from Ryan or Logan about this, so after a while, I follow up again. I say, let me know if Ryan plans on talking. A lot of nasty stories still out there about Liquid Marketplace, embezzlement, etc., and he's dodged meeting me already once. Now, obviously, the most shocking part of this is the word embezzlement. I need to make it clear. This is not an accusation. I am not accusing Logan Paul or Liquid Marketplace of wrongdoing. I brought it up in our texts because it is my job to investigate unverified claims. That's the whole point of me wanting to meet with the CEO, but I was stonewalled. Logan never replied, despite me reminding him again via email 5 months later that I wanted to talk to Ryan about, quote, embezzlement and, quote, potential fraud. Once again, not accusing anyone of wrongdoing, I'm simply doing my job at the time to chase down rumors and unverified claims. Without concrete proof, I would have never talked about any of this. But on June 19th, 2024, things changed because the Ontario Securities Commission revealed a Liquid Marketplace investigation where they accused Liquid Marketplace of being a multi-layer fraud, taking in $2.7 million from the sale of these fractionalized collectibles. The platform allegedly did not do exactly what it promised. Some of the blockchain tokens did not even mint. But even
Shocker.
the allegation that approximately $3 million was misappropriated from $10 million they raised of investor funds. This is a very similar claim to the one I had tried to verify. Ryan Bahadori, the guy I tried to speak to, was accused of, quote, making hidden payments to shell corporations without any legitimate business purpose, as were 2 other of the founders. And Ryan was accused of, quote, using company credit cards to buy high-end fashion, expensive jewelry and watches.
Nice, of course.
Services. If only there was someone who could have investigated this sooner. Now, it is really important to say Logan Paul is not accused by the OSC. Only 3 of his co-founders and his company is. But given the history, I had questions. After all, Logan's promotional video about Liquid Marketplace is still up. And the reason many people cared about Liquid Marketplace at all,
I can't believe we're doing this again.
Logan Paul. So, here were my questions. And as I read this, it's important to correct. I say Liquid Marketplace got accused of embezzlement. Technically, the OSC alleged misappropriation of funds. Those are similar. They're not the same. So I wanted to correct that. But here's what I asked. Quote, did you take any action on hearing these allegations over a year ago? Did you get approached by the Ontario Securities?
I know Logan hate to see a text message come through from him.
Marketplace lied about their claims of insurance, appraisals, and co-ownership as the Ontario Securities Commission alleges. You can see I gave him 24 hours to respond on June 26th at 2:03 p.m. And I was promptly sued June 27th at 11:28 a.m. with roughly 3 hours to spare. Now I want to be clear. I don't know the answers to the questions I sent. Maybe Logan secretly whistleblew to the OSC when I first went to him. I don't know. That's why you ask questions as a reporter. But now the story is not about those questions. It's about why I was sued immediately after asking them and threatened if I reported about Liquid Marketplace in a way they didn't like. This is not how I wanted this story to come out because there's still so much we don't know and so much I can't say now for legal reasons. Maybe Logan's totally innocent. Maybe he surrounded himself with scumbags who defrauded his fans. Maybe he'll do a refund for this project. I don't know, because I never got the chance to find out. I tried to investigate.
And doesn't that say everything? That he never got the chance to figure it out? I think that says everything. I know he's not allowed to say that because he's getting sued, but I think that says everything.
I was stonewalled and sued when I asked questions. Make no mistake, though, this investigation is still ongoing. And you can reach me at the email below if you were affected. I will release my full investigation when it's appropriate because even if Logan doesn't want to answer questions, it doesn't mean I have to stop asking them. So in summary, Logan's lawsuit is not about my original reporting into CryptoZoo. Even if you take this lawsuit on its own without context, it's an argument over Logan not refunding victims in full. It's Logan insisting he's not to blame. It's all his business partner's fault. But I don't think that aligns with the publicly known facts. That's my opinion. For years, Logan has controlled CryptoZoo, and yet the game is still not out. Logan is now blaming the government for that instead of himself, and he also blames me for losing his good reputation, but you can't lose something you never had. Not to mention, Logan is arguably richer than ever, and he's on the record finding my reporting thorough and good-hearted. So this defamation lawsuit feels frivolous even on the surface. But if you dig deeper, there's an even more compelling story, which I personally believe, where the goal is to crush new investigations while taking revenge on old ones. In this version, Logan might not even care about winning. Legal battles are expensive, and in the world of money, he's got me beat. So he can try to silence me by weaponizing the law, he can sue me for doing my job, he can sue me for asking questions, and he can sue me for asking for refunds. But it's going to backfire, because I think it reveals Logan as a bully rather than someone who's truly sorry. Because Logan may be a master at convincing people he's changed, but I'm convinced it's the follow-through where things go wrong. You know, the actually changing part. There was a time where even I believed Logan was going to fully refund victims. That's why I was so nice to him and tried to help despite him threatening to sue me. But when it came time to pay up, Logan chose a minority refund and to fight the rest of the victims in court who wanted their money. And when I complained about that, Logan went...
Sorry, I really just can't wrap my head around that people out there, like, supported this project of his because they were fans of him, and when they want refunds, he's taking them to court and suing them. Or if they want partial refunds, they have to, like, say that they're never going to sue him. It's just a lot to process. That is, like, these are the people that people make famous and get to brag about $45 million in a month and all like this. You know what I mean?
Sorries and thank yous to lawyers and I'm suing you real quick. The irony is, it was that same initial belief in Logan's capacity to change that also made me bring up Liquid Marketplace to help stop potential problems. And yet here we are. The company is now accused of being a multi-layered fraud by the OSC, and the CEO, who I tried to talk to multiple times, is alleged to have misappropriated money. This is despite me trying to talk to Logan directly many times as he asked.
Maybe we could have talked about this if you had reached out to me, personally. Not my manager, Jeff, who is not me, Steven.
Well, I did try to reach out personally, and I got sued and threatened a day later. That, I think, says a lot about Logan's supposed change and his belief in accountability. Maybe the person he really believes in accountability for is not himself, but me, specifically when I try to get accountability from him. If you want to support this lawsuit, the best way is coffeezilla.store. You have 14...
Oh my God. These comments, I'm just going through them. Trying to silence an investigative journalist is always a great sign of innocence. Logan Paul dealing with the consequences of his own actions. Impossible. How he still has an audience is disgusting. The fact he'd rather go through all this and hire 5 lawyers rather than pay some people back is crazy. Definition of a scumbag. Three things certain in life: death, taxes, and Logan fraud. Damn. It's just crazy because the amount of money that he spends throwing around in lawsuits about people who are calling him out for things, he could actually just put that money into stopping these stories being done in the first place by giving people back their money. Damn, he sucks. Well, if anything, I found a love for CoffeeZilla and all this. Didn't know who he was before, and let me tell you something. I've clocked in at the CoffeeZilla fucking factory. Oh my God. Logan Paul's such a scumbag, dude. And this, like, just pretending to... Why am I acting like this is a rocking chair? It isn't. I would love a rocking... I should get a rocking chair. Wait, I should get a rocking chair. Just persuading people that you have changed and people fucking believe it. And you never do. Muckers, let me know your opinion of this. I'm so glad I'm caught up. If there's anything else, let me know. But I definitely want to cover this more. I will see you in my next one. I hope you're all doing very well. Wow, I'm really enjoying this back and forth motion. All right, I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.